Hey guys, welcome back to another video essay, this time on the new Doctor Strange. Well, the truth is the hype for this film felt pretty low compared to the fan service that was Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, that movie hasn't aged well for me. To be honest, I was expecting more of the same with Multiverse of Madness. Fan service cameos, a weak plot that suffers as a result of them, and lots of exposition of what the hell is going on that gets in the way of the action and stalls the movie. But you know what? I still bought tickets in the first second, and I sat myself in the theater 30 minutes early. If I heard a peep out of the audience, I probably would have been like this too.
Turn off the flash, you fucking moron!
I love Marvel, but after getting so excited for Spider-Man and then being slightly let down, I tried to temper my expectations for the Multiverse of Madness, and oh man, it did not disappoint. Sam Raimi is a brilliant director, and always has been since I became aware of him. The visuals he displays, the vibrance in which he presents things, and the grotesque lines he's willing to cross, creating controversy amongst the fan base, is something I love. If one thing is for certain with Sam, he's always going to go big, whether it works or not. I mean, come on, a horror movie where Wanda's jump scaring little kids and exploding people's heads off? That's dark. Like Spider-Man 2 Hospital Scene dark. I don't know how Disney let him get away with it in the year 2022, but for once, it finally felt like the director had more a say in making a Marvel movie than a committee did that makes them all formulaic. This movie actually strayed from the usual script of these types of films and had a unique, refreshing storytelling style. It was fast-paced, action-packed, and as time moves on, even though it's so huge for the future of Marvel, it'll be able to stand alone as just a fun film. Aside from all that stuff, the movie delivered on the main characters' arcs. Finally, Doctor Strange was embracing his hero role, not acting so arrogant, but rather confident and reassuring. His superhero entrance at the wedding was one of the coolest I've ever seen, and we got to see more of his range of powers throughout the film. But we saw more of Strange still, as Strange finally portrayed him as a human being, someone layered with loss, regret, and ultimately someone who isn't happy. He made being a hero more realistic, because it is not without its gives and takes, and being a hero ultimately means you have to give up what you want most. In this case, the person you love. Strange finally seemed to lighten up, considering in Spider-Man he just wanted to kill all these multiversal villains. In this movie, he actually sought out to save the young girl he just met. Raimi appealing to Strange's humanity is a change I love for the character, and considering he has to worry about the stability of the multiverse and still cares about the individual over the bigger picture, shows he's different, maybe even a little vulnerable, in a way that us humans can't help but being. Wanda, on the other hand, is as unhinged as anyone in the history of the MCU, and I love it. Crafting her into probably being the best villain ever in the MCU makes this a top 3 Marvel movie for me. Her creepy and relentless nature made the movie so entertaining. Raimi delivered that anxious feeling in us as an audience. We wanted Strange in America to get away, and making Wanda so terrifying almost teleported us into the film, eager to keep on running. Her motives clear, her effort unwavering, it really seemed like she was too far gone. A broken hero falling from grace, turning into the one thing she swore to destroy. She was the chosen one, Anakin.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them!
Wrong franchise. But that's my point. Wanda is one of the best villains since Anakin. I mean, that's how effective she was in her role. And don't even get me started on the fact that both Lizzie and Benedict had to play multiple versions of themselves and nailed it. I also gotta give some credit to the creative editing team. I think they were amazing. I thought the fight scenes were amazing, between interdimensional beings having large-scale fights and the more grounded human versus human battles. I loved the CGI. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see this film win awards for Best Picture. I thought the usage of slow motion and different sounds to induce a helpless and vulnerable status at times was terrific, and I really felt fully immersed in this film. I mean, probably the most since Endgame. Phase 4 of the MCU has been lackluster so far between half-hearted shows like Moon Knight and What If, so finally delivering in such an important spot was satisfying for me, and absolutely necessary. I think people can relate when I say I was concerned about the MCU after the Avengers, but it looks like we have a lot to look forward to. As for cameos, I mean, I guess you could say there were a few in this film. A prominent fan casting came to life, and an old head returned from back in the day, but the thing I love about Multiverse of Madness is that Wanda murdered them all on screen in just a couple minutes. I mean, just when you think this movie is going to get cluttered with heroes and slow down, Wanda shows up to bump heads, if you will, and delivers her statement to the audience. Not to mention the dark comedy she gave us.
Hey, how are the Illuminati doing? Oh, Wanda killed them. Yeah, she made Black Bolt's mouth disappear. And when he screamed, his brain exploded, and she ripped Mr. Fantastic into confetti. She snapped Professor X's neck. Captain Marvel and Captain Carter died as well, but we still got Mordo.
It's clear no one can beat her, so Sam does what any great filmmaker would do. He shows that the hero is more than just fists and magic. They don't beat Wanda with powers, but rather by appealing to her humanity. It's not a new trope, not even for Raimi. He did it all the way back in Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock. Yet it is still one of my favorite things in a superhero movie. That's because there isn't much difference between the villain and the hero. If anything, they're 99% the same. The difference is on display in those final 4 or 5 moments.
4 or 5 moments!
I'm sorry?
4 or 5 moments. That's all it takes to be a hero.
Doctor Strange chooses to spare America's life because there must be another way. Hero. America Chavez creates a portal to a different Wanda to let her see the monster she really is. Hero. I love this ending. I love that Strange uses a Darkhold but finds a way to do good still. I love that Wanda brings the whole site down. I love that heroes are back. The undeniable regurgitation of Marvel movie scripts has maybe, just maybe, been broken. Creativity is back, and I cannot wait for what comes next.